Top 5 Paraphrasing Techniques. When it comes to writing Task 1 and 2, paraphrasing is an essential skill for every one of your introductions. Many students incorrectly copy the question into their writing, and as such, they get a lower score. Are you worried about paraphrasing? Read below for our top paraphrasing techniques and make paraphrasing an essential part of your study routine. 1. Use synonyms. The most common technique, and maybe most important, is to find synonyms for keywords in the question. For this technique, take note of the important nouns and verbs in the question, and see in which synonyms might be appropriate to replace them. Example: the diagram below shows the process by which bricks are manufactured for the building industry. Paraphrased example: the diagram illustrates the way bricks are made for the building industry. In the example above, you'll notice that we found synonyms for 3 of the words to help us paraphrase the question. 2. Use a different word form. Another way to paraphrase is to change the form of the words used in the question. It's helpful to be aware of how word families work in English in order to do so. A common way to do this is to change the nouns to verbs, verbs to nouns, adjectives to nouns, etc. Example: the line graph below shows the consumption of 4 kinds of meat in a European country from 1979 to 2004. Paraphrased example: the line graph below shows how one European country consumed 4 kinds of meat from 1979 to 2004. Here you can see we changed the noun, consumption, to its verb form, consumed. 3. Change from the active to the passive. Often, we can simply change the grammar structures in the question. Changing active voice to passive is a great way to help paraphrase a question. Example: the real estate developers invested over $40 million USD into the development of a new senior living community. Paraphrased example: $40 million USD was invested in the development of a new senior living community. Above you see we changed invested to was invested, helping us paraphrase by changing the active to the passive. 4. Change the word order. For all this talk about synonyms, changing the word form, or changing grammatical structures, sometimes it's easy enough to simply change where the words stand in a sentence. Example: the line graph below shows the consumption of 4 kinds of meat in a European country from 1979 to 2004. Paraphrased example: the line graph below shows how 4 different kinds of meat were consumed over a 25-year period in one European country. As you can see, I not only changed the word order, which had a dramatic effect on how the question is read, but I also changed the main verb from active to passive. This leads to our next top tip below. 5. Use a combination of techniques. Typically, relying on one technique to paraphrase in your writing is doable, but it can be stressful and not very effective. To get the best results, try using at least 2 or 3 different techniques. Using synonyms combined with changing the grammar or word order can have a dramatic effect on your paraphrasing skills. 6. Paraphrasing examples: consumer spending on 5 different products equals the amount of money that people spent on 5 items. The consumption of rice and pasta in 3 European countries equals the amounts of rice and pasta that people in name the countries eat. Changes in the cost of renting a home between 2009 and 2019 equals information about residential rental prices over a 10-year period. The market share percentage of 4 UK electricity suppliers equals the proportion of the UK electricity market served, supplied by 4 names. 7. Extra paraphrasing examples for writing Task 1. Task 1 focuses on describing visual data such as graphs, charts, tables, maps, and processes. The bar chart illustrates the percentage of people using public transport in 5 cities. Equals the bar graph depicts the proportion of individuals who use public transportation in 5 different cities. The pie chart provides information about the sources of electricity generation in Germany in 2020. Equals the pie chart presents data on the various sources of electricity production in Germany in 2020. The table compares the average income of workers in 3 different industries. Equals the table displays a comparison of the median earnings of employees across 3 industries. The diagram shows how solar panels convert sunlight into electricity. Equals the diagram illustrates the process by which solar panels generate electricity from sunlight. The line graph below depicts the unemployment rate in the United States from 2000 to 2020. Equals the line graph illustrates trends in the unemployment rate in the United States over the period from 2000 to 2020. 8. Paraphrasing examples for writing Task 2. Task 2 is an essay where you need to express opinions, discuss advantages, disadvantages, causes, solutions, etc. Nowadays, many people believe that online learning is more effective than traditional education. In today's world, a growing number of individuals consider online learning to be more effective than conventional education. Some people argue that governments should invest more in public transportation instead of building new roads. It is argued that governments should allocate more funds to public transportation rather than constructing new roads. The increasing use of technology is making people less social. The widespread use of technology is leading to decreased social interaction among people. Many young people struggle to find well-paid jobs after finishing university. A significant number of young graduates face difficulties securing well-paying jobs after completing university.